I would say a couple ways. I think that there's certain fascination with sound and the whole world of sound and that idea of expressing yourself through sound is a very old one. Also, I think in our brains, there's a certain part of the brain that really is tuned into music, like there's a part of the brain that's tuned into language. And so it's obviously something that's very old and ancient and built into the human psyche. I'm not a scientist, but that would make sense to me, that you see even with babies when they deal with music, that they're listening to, what is that? And then of course, once you're dealing with music that has certain cultural symbols that everybody understands, and you're playing for a community, which is also something that really reinforces that. It seems natural in the same way that language seems natural, or a lot of things that, a lot of human behavior that we do seems natural. And then when you look at history and you see that even back in the old days, there was music, and people are describing it really specifically. And music is an integral part of many rituals, birth, marriage, death. There's always music involved in that. And that made a strong impression on me when I was a little kid. You know, I would go to the synagogue and listen to the cantors sing these really emotional things, and then I would hear, you know, in a church, the way the music was sort of setting a certain tone. And even though I wasn't necessarily into the religious aspect of it, the music was the religion. And that's something Bernard told me when I was young. He said, you know, music can be your religion. That can be the thing that you pour everything into, all your emotion, all your intellect. And so in that sense, it's a deep thing. I'm not really sure where it comes from, but I think it's so deep within us that maybe it's almost pointless to ask that question. Not that it's not a good question, it's a good question. It's a mystery to me. But it's something that's deeply embedded in culture and in our brains.